What's good, y'all? It's your boy J.Brock. It's Clapitup LA.
Yeah, Clapitup.
I'm right here.
Hold on, let me show my legs too. Come on,
This
man.
dude's stupid with these legs.
Come on.
I'm right here with none other than the Anthony Black Mamba Thomas, spelled with an O, aka Datmomba. It's that man himself, a legend everywhere he touches the field. High school All-American, collegiate All-American, track and field and football, NFL veteran. You know what I'm saying? This guy has broke many records and made history time and time again.
Don't
Black,
know
how you
one.
doing today? How you doing today?
I'm doing great.
That's good.
Yes,
That's
sir.
good. I'm just blessed to have you on here
I
now.
don't know none of them records you talk about.
He said, we don't even think about the records. We just make them. Now, you said
It's
it all
natural.
started at Van Ness Park for you. This
Yeah.
is pre-Black Mamba. You had the name Lil D in the back of your jersey. When you first stepped foot on that football field, how quickly did people realize you was a special talent?
I don't think nobody ever realized, until I got to high school, really.
Okay. Well, nah, no way. Been Pop Warner, bro, playing for the West Side Bruins. Come on, man. Come on now. People been saw that.
Nah, people start really understanding, because once you get to high school, it's like a different level of play.
Yeah, facts.
And Pop Warner, it really don't matter.
Yeah.
It's the beginning stage, so it's all that was the beginning. It was supposed to happen natural. That's what I feel like. That's what I worked for. Through practice and stuff. So it was supposed to happen like that. But high school, it really showed, my growth and me understanding myself.
Okay, understand it.
Yeah.
Now, at what point did you realize that you love the game of football? Because a lot of us, we just play football. Like you said, track was just something that you did. So at what point did you realize, like, I really love playing the game?
Shoot, to be honest, I say high school.
Yeah.
High school, like I said, when it started to count, and it was all about getting a scholarship.
Yeah.
Which I never really understood, at that time, but that's what it was about. And, once I start understanding that and starting to hear it more and start being in that field to where I can compete and be able to experience, at that level, to experience what a scholarship was, that's when I started really realizing, my worth and how I can, make a name for myself.
That's crazy, because a lot of us didn't really realize, oh, we're going to high school to get a scholarship. That was just something that you said, we began to realize once we got to high school. You know what I'm saying? So you did it on a high level. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and how I realized it, you played on the D line, but we had a camp. We had our first, 7-on-7 camp at USC, and shoot, I don't think we even played in our first varsity game yet. And,
Yeah.
and pretty much, Pete Carroll and all the coaches was there, and we won the camp. And that day, I got they offered me a full ride scholarship that day.
SE?
Yeah.
Wow. So you got your scholarship at a camp?
Yeah.
That's crazy. See, them camps is clutch. Y'all gotta know that about them camps. You can't. I mean, don't.
No, it was a camp. It was basically it was a Crenshaw High School. Because G-Man, he didn't allow us to really go to camps like that. Because we didn't have to go to camps because we worked hard.
Yeah, facts.
In practice and stuff like that. So that was our camp every day, just going out there. And I don't know how people looked at it. Some people looked at it at a different way. But I looked at it like, that is my camp, and every day I'm gonna go out there, work hard, and make a difference. And that's what at my mind, I didn't understand it till now. I see where where it took me. All the different things I had to sacrifice and overcome, and that's what make me
to make you
so legendary.
So when you talk about sacrificing, a lot of people don't see the sacrificial part of it. Like, certain things you gotta miss out on, certain things you gotta just do. You know what I'm saying? When you think about the stuff that you've had to sacrifice, how proud of you knowing that, I gave this up to be right here?
Yeah, it took me time to understand that over the years. 9th grade, I didn't really start understanding till 12th grade. When I didn't get to run, my high school year track and field.
Okay. So you had to miss that year?
Yeah, I had to miss that year. Just not being responsible. Where I had to, really like understand, where I was going, where I was heading. So I had to, take some time to, you know, figure that part out, and then that was something I had to sacrifice, you know, where, you know, everybody else, you know, doing what they doing, but me, I was in a position to, you know, make a name for myself and, you know, lead by example. It was all about leading by example. What I'm doing today, I'm leading by example and showing people that, you know, it's all about being in rankings and stuff like that, but it's about, like, you know, people remembering your first and last name.
Yeah, facts.
You know, it's like, you know, people call me DeAnthony Thomas, and I feel like that's insane because I never thought, you know, my name would be as big as that, you know?
Yeah. Especially when you real like that, they gotta call you first and last name, you know what I'm saying?
And it's a respect thing, and as you get older, you understand, you know, what that means. That means, you know, it's progression. You know, it's progression, and a lot of people don't understand that, and they not supposed to understand it because that's what you have to go through to
be able to get that. A lot of people, because, you know, you got a lot of people who gonna talk about you. You got a lot of people that's gonna hate on you. You got a lot of people that's gonna talk down on your name. This is for anybody doing something in their life, but a lot of the time it's gonna be the people that ain't never been through what you've been through. So you can't let that discourage you or stop you from doing what you got to do. They gonna talk. That's their job. You got to keep your mental strong.
And like, if they ain't talking, then shit.
Nah, you ain't doing something right, huh?
Right, so it's all about, you know, and, you know, they've been talking about me my whole life, so it's all about, that's, you know, that's what I'm built for. I'm built for people to talk, you know, talk about me, and it, you know, it motivates me to keep going and letting them understand that, you feel me?
Now, when did you start to go through this situation being told that you're too small to do what you do? Because regardless of how small you are, you a baller. You know what I'm saying? Nonetheless, you are a baller and nobody can take that away from you. So when did you begin to hear that? And how did that make you feel knowing that, okay, people starting to doubt me now?
In the 9th grade.
Oh, word. It started that early?
Yeah.
Word, okay. Okay,
well,
yeah.
9th grade. I mean, when it started to matter, everything, like I said, when you go to high school, I feel like that's when it really counts. You feel me? In high school,
facts.
You know, it counts because people always talk about, like, and I never worried about rankings out. They just ranked me where I was at, but people always, they focus on rankings, but it's all about just focusing on your craft and knowing yourself, knowing what kind of player you are.
Yeah, because those rankings, those accolades. So, okay, D-Black was #1 across the board in the nation. #1 athlete, #1 defensive back.
Didn't even know, you know, because growing up where we come from, you feel me? Like, shit, we ain't really tapping on the internet like that.
Facts.
You feel me?
You don't
like,
have to pay attention. But see, it's so many people that get distracted by that. Oh, I'm #1. I ain't gotta work hard no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's good that you said that I ain't really worried about it. Some of the stuff I didn't know. Now, we gotta take it back. When I first understood who D-Black was, he had just played against the demos, and every time he touched the ball, it was like he was going for 60 yards, 80 yards, 70 yards, right? And I never forget, Big Magic brought the film home. And he was like, dude, this little black dude going crazy, right? So that's when I first knew you. And then the Snoop League came.
How old was I at that time?
Man, you had to be, we had to be 9, 10. And then the Snoop League came. When the Snoop League came, that's when everybody got to really understand who Black Mamba was. Now, how excited were you to be able to play in the Snoop League and be able to even meet Snoop at that point in time?
Man, to be honest, it was very exciting because, you know, shit. I mean, it's Snoop Dogg, and you know, he bought a league to the inner city, so it was like bringing all the best inner city kids to play against each other, and it was all about just showing who was the best kid, who was the best team, you know, who worked hard, and I mean, it showed, you know, whenever it's time to, you know, blow the whistle, line up, it showed.
Now. And D-Black had to be the most exciting player in the league, you know what I'm saying? But you got a lot of GOATs in that league, so if you weren't the most exciting player, you had to be top 3. Because you was ringing all kind of bells. Now, would you say at that point in time in your life, you were just out there having fun, or was you really serious about the game of football? Because, I mean, it was just something that you dominated at.
I never really, see, football, I just let it flow. I just let it come to me. I feel like when you be too serious about it, you feel me? I feel like, I don't know, it's just on your mind so much, so I just let it just come natural, and you know, I take a lot of visual reps. I feel like it's a lot of visual reps, you know, throughout the days where it's like I'm seeing I'm seeing the plays I'm making before they even, you know, being made. So it's like that. I feel like that's what make me better than a lot of people, because it's like I don't have to work out physically, but mentally I'm still controlling my mind to think about either my route or my running form, or, you know, how I can stay more explosive, or, you know, thinking about leverage, stuff like that. So I feel like that's what
has worked for you.
Yeah,
because for
sure.
so many people, you got to understand this. Okay, he could be the guy to get it mentally, but you might have to get it physically. And to some advantage, I mean, that's just how it is.
And I got it physically every time when it was time for practice, because, you know, when it was time for practice, that's when I turned my switch on. You feel me? Other than that, I'm in mental mode when it's practice, and then, you know, that's when it's time to, you know, change gears and, you know, lock in. But other than that,
when did you realize that for you it was more so working the mental rather than the physical?
When I became pro. When I became pro, because it's like, you know, like I said, I never really worked out like that. It was all mental to me, and then when I practiced, that's when I practiced hard, you know, and that was it.
That was it, huh? I mean, I get that. I know specifically, when I think about myself, sometimes I feel like I should have put in more work physically. I should have got stronger. I should have worked on the technique more. I should have did more things in order to better myself in the game.
I mean, if you think about it, we had some hard practices. So it's like, you feel me?
Yeah.
If you wasn't going home as tired, or, you know, you feel me? Or
in fact, we'd be wore out.
Come on, man.
So let me ask you this: D'Anthony was the first person to score on that new turf field at Crenshaw.
Come on, man. Say that again.
The first person to score on that new turf field on the JV team.
Goated.
D-Black. I remember we was talking about that. Who gonna score first? Who gonna score first? Now, when you first got to Crenshaw, what's your first memory that you think about? Like, man, like I'm really here at the Shaw now. And, you know, because we came in with a heated class.
You want to know why? You know to know for real? So, basically, before I even came to Crenshaw, I was running for Team USA.
Okay. Yeah, you went to the Junior Olympics.
Yeah, I was running for Team USA.
Yeah.
I was the only 8th grader that ran 21.
What?
Yeah. I was the only 8th grader that was running 21.
Yeah.
And you know, our relay team got invited to run the 4x1. The Hershey's track and field for Team USA, so I flew out there to go compete and stuff, and man, I ended up missing my flight. And then I think the next day we had like summer school or something like that, and then it was just like I was there. I was just there, and then it was just like that's when it all, you know, happened. And that's what I was saying, you know, it was like, was I gonna go up and play varsity? Well, it was like, nah, I just wanted to be able to, like, you know, I already played with a lot of guys, you know, that I played with from Pop Warner. So it's all about, you know, staying, you know, organized and keeping our chemistry like that. And that's how I feel like, progress through the 9th grade.
So, I mean, how do you feel about even being able to play with so many people that you were familiar with at that level? You already got the camaraderie. Who would you say was one of those players that you was like, dang, like we playing together now? Because me personally, watching you play and knowing how I was introduced to you, I'm like, dang, I play with D-Black now. You know, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So who would you say was that guy you was like, man, we here right now, like, let's get it?
Shit, come on, a quarterback.
Marquise Thompson.
Come on, a quarterback. You know, and you know, that's the best duo ever, because we like,
man, D-Black and Marquise, something else. Ripped it up in the Snoop League too.
You feel me? So it was like, you know, and that was just based off, you know, just working hard, being patient, understanding what's going on, and we had some good coaches too.
Yeah, shout out Coach Price, on me, Coach Neely. Now, did you want to go straight to varsity, or did you want to play JV?
Nah, I wanted to learn the process. Okay. You know, I wanted to learn the process, and you know, I wanted to get introduced, you know, at how I was supposed to. And I was going through 9th grade, and then, you know, I had the opportunity to move up in the playoffs. Yeah, that's what we did.
Yeah, facts. Moved up, scored his first tub against Sylmore. You know what I'm saying? And I never forget that playoff game right there. He went off. Now, throughout high school, you do all these great things. And the cold part about it is playing on this team, I didn't really realize how hard he was until he got to college and I started seeing all the stuff on TV. I'm like, dang, D-Black going crazy. Now,
see, that was a whole other level.
Yeah, that was, I'm like, man, he going real crazy on TV. That's crazy. So when you are
crazy.
able to, when you
I never realized that.
Yeah.
I still don't realize it, like, cause everything been moving so fast. So now that's why I be, you know, I get to be like, damn, you feel me? Like, shit. Yeah, you feel me? Like,
it's
a lot of people don't. A lot of people can't say, you feel me? They did this and that. So it's like, you know, and it's hard to do that stuff. You feel me? And a lot of people could get distracted by a lot of different things. And you know, I took the time to just know myself and learn myself and understand what's going on.
Why do you think you never really understood what was going on when it was happening?
Cause it don't really matter to me.
Okay.
When it don't really matter. Cause it's like I worked hard to do those things. Yeah. I put myself in position so those things can happen. Still to this day, you feel me? And yeah, it's gonna show. You know. So
let me ask you this: you could have went to college as a DB, but you wanted to play offense. Why was it so important for you to be able to play offense and knowing I'm gonna get the ball and do my thing? Because you like to hit. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna forget about that. You like to hit.
I just wanted to play, you know, and it was just like wherever they wanted to put me at. That was it.
Okay, I feel that. So you get up to Oregon. What was a big difference that you noticed from Pop Warner to high school, being at the highest level in college football?
Come on, the routine. Yeah. You know, waking up, even though, you know, you're in a routine, you know, during, you know, with school and stuff, but it's a real routine where you got to be here, you know, be on time and, you know, understand what's going on, look at your schedule, you know, and, you know, be productive. Yeah.
And then I remember opening up against LSU, like I said, a young D-Black. You got out there and you scored your first tub out there. You went up against a great LSU team. You know what I'm saying? So as a freshman coming into this new situation,
I wasn't even thinking about playing for Oregon. I'm thinking I'm playing for Crenshaw still.
Oh, word? That's what it felt like?
What? My first game, I think I'm playing for Crenshaw still. Yeah. I'm still thinking of, you know, in the Crenshaw jersey. And then, you know, it didn't really start. Cause we was away. It was a away game, so it was like, all right. It's like we playing North Gwinnett.
On me, facts. Went all the way out to North Gwinnett.
Bro. We playing North Gwinnett, so it was like I'm still playing for Crenshaw. I didn't really hit me until I really played at Austin the next game. You feel me? Then it's like, all right.
And I remember you saying like, I can't wait till the next game. And that was when y'all played against Nevada, and you went crazy out there in Nevada. Now, experiencing that your freshman year. We're gonna jump into the Rose Bowl next, but just experiencing how big it is your freshman year, how much more motivated did it make you to want to be as great as you can possibly be in this game, being on such a big stage? And look, let me ask you this. Also, what did you learn differently that you had to apply to your own work ethic from all the greats that you were surrounded by?
What did I learn differently? Like I said, just the schedule, the routine, and it was all about, like, my thing was, I was when I went to Oregon, it wasn't even worried about it. I wasn't even focused on football. I was focused on more like, you know, my environment, you know, how I was living, stuff like that. So it was like, long as I keep that, you know, prepared, my football is gonna take care of itself because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do over here, and you know, football, it just come natural to me.
I feel that. So you also went on and made history, being the first freshman in school history to score 18 touchdowns for them, and that's a record. Also, you scored the most touchdowns amongst freshmen in NCAA football that year. So
I didn't even know that.
Wasn't even paying attention. You was just going out there balling. What's your mindset before a game? What is D'Anthony thinking about while he's suiting up in the locker room before he take the field?
Shit, what I'm gonna wear.
What I'm gonna wear. Oh, you worried about the wristbands and the gloves and
Yeah, I'm worried about what I'm gonna wear, how my body feeling, and it's go time. I prepared all week, so you know I'm ready.
What's your playlist like before a game?
My playlist?
Playlist, yeah. What you listening to?
To be honest, I like listening to myself.
I like listening to myself.
Like
Now,
I said, I be
yeah.
going through my visual thoughts.
Yeah.
You know, oh, I just shook him, or
Visual
you
reps,
feel me?
yeah.
Oh, I gotta catch this, you know, or it's all about the visual reps. I sit back like, all right, I'm about to score 3 times right now, you know, and you know, get my visual reps in. That's how I come to light.
Now, when you get to the Rose Bowl, I mean, bust that 91-yard touchdown run. That's the longest run in Rose Bowl history set by this dude. At that point, you just out there playing and having fun. Just doing what you do.
Still, it's still not, you know, hitting me like how it is. I'm still just enjoying, you know, being able to experience something different, which is going to the University of Oregon. You know, being able to have a great coach like Chip Kelly that understand, you know, what's going on and understand how to, you know,
fully use you and do what you got to do.
Not even that, just understand, you know, the system. Like, bro, if I tell you like how we, like our routine and how everything was just so smooth and organized, it was just unbelievable. And I feel like that helped motivate a lot of, you know, us players to, you know, want to go out there and just, you know, give it our all. And that's what it was about, you know.
You was telling me that basically y'all practice was conditioning. Like all y'all did was run. Y'all ran everywhere. You ran to the plays. You know what I'm saying? All that was conditioning.
Yeah.
So now D-Black go to the league in the 4th round. You made it. You know what I'm saying? So how did that feel to know that like I'm here now?
Shit, it's still a dream to me. I still haven't felt like I made it. You feel me? It's still, you feel me? Because like, it's still,
you still ain't like just really sat down and
because it's more to it. You know, it's more to the story. It's more that we still gotta be create. You know, and that's just the beginning part. And that's the beauty of it. The beauty of it is just getting to that point and just understanding, you know, where I stand and, you know, how I overcame things.
Now, outside of what people can see, obviously the talent, the skill, what do you think separates you from every other player on that football field? Is it your heart? Is it your mindset, your spirit? Like, what is it?
I'm from South Central.
Yeah.
That's it. When you from South Central, you built different. You feel me? So it's like that's the main difference. You know, that's the main difference. I feel like.
That's it. And going to Crenshaw.
Come on, and going to Crenshaw.
You know that DNA is a little different.
Come on,
that
man.
DNA is a little different. What is it that you think made Crenshaw so special, so to speak, in that type of way? What was it that we was taught that was different from everybody else?
It was just our mission, you know, our mission, what we had to stand for. And we had to stand for Crenshaw High, and you know, that's high standards, and you know, we had to, you know, walk around with our, you know, with our heads up and let people respect us, you know, and at every game, every situation. And I feel like that's what we presented to people, and then that's what we represented. So it's all about just standing for it, you know, where we come from, and it showed in practice. You know, we worked hard, man.
We used to practice for hours, bro. For real. We have us out there from 3 to 8. No lie. Now, when you get to the league, that first punt return you did, took it to the crib. I mean, it was like the gunner was coming. He was on you. You ran him over and took off. When you scored your first touchdown in the NFL, did that feel like, man, I just scored my first tub? Like, you know everybody watching. How did you feel in that moment?
Same thing,
just like regular.
Yeah, it's regular, man. It's like, you know, because we've been there before. My Coach Kelly always used to tell me, man, act like you've been there before. And you feel me? We've been doing a lot of, we've been doing a lot. You know, so it's like I said, it still haven't hit me, and it's still all a dream to me still. Right,
that's crazy. Be living in the dream. So
I'm living in the dream, man.
In that part, being told that you're too small, listening to what the naysayers got to say. You know what I'm saying? How do you keep your mind strong enough to not allow that to deter you and mess you up? You know what I'm saying?
Really, I never really focused what, you know, other people were saying because they want to be like me. They want to be me. So that's why they talking and doing all this stuff, because they wish they can do, you know, what I'm doing, you know, and, you know, what I become. So that's why they talk.
Do you ever feel like, you know, you being a man everywhere you go, that's a different type of, that builds a different type of character. It builds a different type of person. How strong do you feel like you have became being that guy?
That's a good question, because really, how I see it is like just being that leader, being that trendsetter still, and still, you know, leading by example. So I'm just leading by example in my own way. That's how I say I'm just leading by my example in my own way, and staying in control. That's what I'm doing.
And one thing you're big on is being a team player. How, you know, being of the stature that you are, being such a great talent, how do you not be, how do you be selfless and want to be focused on being a team player and not trying to be the selfish, I want it all, give it to me, it's me? How do you, you know, separate yourself from that?
Because, you know, I mean, it's been times where I'd be like, all right, let them go play running back. I'm going to go and play on defense, and I'm going to still go get a pick. You feel me? Or I'm still going to take the ball from somebody, or I'm still going to make a tackle. So I'm always going to get mine regardless, you know? And I just got that, eye for, you know, making plays.
Now, D-Black has always been his own favorite player. He ain't got no favorite player but him if you ask him. Why? How have you become so confident within yourself to be your own favorite player, knowing that I ain't got to look up to nobody else but me?
Come on, I've been telling myself that since I was like, I want to say 3 years old. I want to say, and I had to own up to it, and I'm owning up to it, and I'm just, you know, it. Like I said, it came to light. It's coming to light, and I'm 28 now. And it's still, you know, the story is still being written, and we still, you know, accomplishing a lot of different things, and just staying focused and understanding, you know, it's all about leading by example.
Lead by example. Now, the average NFL career is 2.5 years, 2.5 years. D-Black is standing here at 7, 8 years in the NFL. And a lot of people didn't expect you to go for this long, especially in the NFL. So when you look back knowing that, you know what I'm saying, I done been in the league for 7, 8 years, you know, do you still have a love for the game that you feel like you've had throughout your career?
Hell yeah, man. To be honest, I've been listening to like one of my favorite shows right now is I Am Athlete with Chad Johnson and Brandon Marshall. You feel me? That's my show. And you know, they always be talking about, you know, how many years you played? 13. How many you played? 13. How many you played? 14. So that's motivating. So it's like, you know, what we gotta do to get to the double digits. You know, how do I gotta prepare my body, or, you know, how do I gotta keep my mental, you know, focused enough to where I can, you know, be able to keep my body and my mind and my ability to keep going, to be able to stay productive.
Now, what people got to understand is with success comes adversity. You broke your leg. How was that moment for you, you know, breaking your leg? I mean, you're not on the field like you was anymore. You know, and having to come back from that. How motivated was you, like, man, I got to get back out here?
Man, to be honest, it was like a sit down for me.
Yeah, okay.
It was a sit down for me, and I respected it, you know. I respected it because it could have happened when I, you know, played for the Bears, or it could have happened when I played for Crenshaw, or, you know, it could either happen at Oregon. But, you know, it happened at the right time, you know, where I can understand.
It's at the right time.
Yeah, I can understand, you know, what's going on. I can understand my injury, you feel me? And I know how to, you know, go about, you know, staying mentally prepared through it, you know?
And so how valuable do you think that was for your growth? To be able to sit down, like you said, it was good timing for that injury, for you to just sit down and get yourself together.
Man, I mean, it was great, like I said, because I can think about all the stuff that I did, you feel me? I can sit back like, damn, you feel me? I really did this, you feel me? Or shit, I really did that, you feel me? Where I'm right there just healing myself, you feel me? Like, you feel me? Damn, it's really my first time sitting down. I've been running back and forth, track me since I was 5 years old. So
no
it's
breaks,
like
all
zero.
gas.
You feel me?
All
So it's
gas.
like this is my first break. You feel me? I had to really like, all right. And on this break, it's like how I'm gonna get stronger through it. You feel me? Is it gonna make me to an animal? You feel me? Is it gonna turn my noodle up? You feel me? So it's like, all right, yeah, turn me up. So it turned my noodle up, and I look at it different, you know?
And so when you came back, they said basically you lit the practice up. Everybody said, oh, he's back. You know what I'm saying? So how did it feel to be able to be back on the field? Yeah.
Nah, look, this how real it is. You feel me? I was running against the janitors.
What? He was racing janitors. Coming back, he racing janitors.
I was racing against the janitors, man. They thought they can beat me. You feel me? I was racing against the janitors, beating them. You feel me? And when I got back to practice, it was like a whole different. I had to like, you feel me? Like I said, it got in my noodle. So it's like, all right, I could go crazy now. Then you feel me? I just started going in.
Okay, now you go to the Ravens. You get that kick return, punt return situation going. What was it like, you know, being on that stage? Because Ravens doing their thing. Being on that stage and being in Baltimore, you know, the legendary team Baltimore. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So what was that, you know, situation like?
Man, come on, man, we're going to Crenshaw High School playing for the Baltimore Ravens. As soon as I walk into what's now, I'm like, oh man, this is nice. You know, all I gotta do is come here, you know, work, do my thing. You feel me? What I'm supposed to do? I'm rocking number 16, so it's all meant to be. You feel me? So that was just like a dream come true, and I really, you know, enjoyed that time for real.
What was something that you would say that you look back on and feel, other than breaking your leg, was a valuable lesson that you took from football that you needed to put out in life? What was something that you could say as a kid you learned that helps you throughout your entire life from just playing the game of football?
Shit, looking around my surroundings, you know, looking where I come from, just stuff like that. That's what motivated me. You feel me? Just seeing, you know, what's going on, you know, in the neighborhood and stuff like that. That's what motivated me to, you know, want to become something.
Okay, now you've been having a brand since a kid. You know what I'm saying? A big brand since a kid. How much of that brand do you feel it's like your blood, sweat, and tears? You know what I'm saying? When you think about your brand, how important is that for you to be able to push your brand the way that you push it?
Man, to be honest, I got my first tattoo.
Oh wow, you got a tattoo. You gotta show that elbow, man. He got the Datman tattoo right there, man.
My first.
That's crazy.
First tat.
That's crazy.
First tat. So I know it's real now. So it's all about, you know, just finding people who, you know, understand and believe in the brand, who believe in the vision, you know, and that's why I love LeVar Ball, because he understand and believe in, you know, what his brand can do, you know, and I love that. And I feel the same way. So it's all about, you know, you got to be passionate about that, believing in your brand and knowing what it stands for. You feel me? And owning up to it. Like my brand, you know, it's the black mamba snake.
Yeah.
And then they got, come on, man.
Yeah, with that BAT. That's hard. That's definitely hard. Now,
and that just, you know, the Anthony Thomas in the eyes, you feel me? That's my name. And the black mamba snake. That's gonna tell it all, you know?
That's the truth right there. Now, when you think about the things that you like are passionate about and you really love, you know what I'm saying? What do you feel is like the number one thing that you like in your life? I love this. I'm really passionate about this, and I can't go without this.
The number one thing, to be honest, I love running.
Running.
Yeah, I love running. I love, like, you know, getting out there, showing my legs.
Showing my legs. Yeah, he be on this show his legs tour right now, man. He want to show his legs and everything.
Yeah, I'm trying to show my legs. So yes, showing my legs. But yeah, running. You know, I love running, and that's what make me. Like, people, like, my style of running, I'm fly when I'm running. It's like I'm getting dressed when I run.
Oh, so wait, describe that. How you get fly when you running? I mean,
you just look at me when I run. You just see my style. It's different than a lot of people. Yeah. A lot of people, they got an ugly run. Like, when I run, You feel me? It's it's an attractive run. I mean,
this run attracted the millions.
Come on. I be getting them things off the run.
Now, you spoke at the Nike Football Festival.
Say it again?
You spoke at the Nike Football Festival. What was something that you told them kids back then that you feel is something relevant that they would be able to use forever in their life?
Really, it was all about, like, I mean, at that time it was schools like Fairfax. So it was other different schools that got a different, opportunity. So it was all about, just knowing yourself, and knowing your why, knowing what you're doing it for. And
what do you call your why?
My why is D'Anthony Thomas.
That's it.
Yeah,
D'Anthony Thomas.
Yeah.
He said, I ain't got no idols. It's just me.
Yeah, D'Anthony Thomas. And like I said, I hold myself up to high standards. So it's all about, like I said, like you're seeing me today, when I do something, like I put my all into it, I put my mind to it, and I'm really about it, So it's like, and that's what got me so far.
Have you ever been a talker? You ever been
mean?
a guy to get out there on the field and talk, or was you the guy that just played? I ain't gonna talk to you. I'm gonna do my thing.
Man,
I ain't gotta talk.
They know. What's up.
He said they know.
They
I
know.
feel that.
But really, I mean, my play was my talk, cause it was every play. I mean, every play, I'm showing up somewhere. It's been plays where, you feel me, I'm making the tackle, Brock coming and hit me. I'm like, bro, we on the same team, dog. You remember that, huh?
Yeah, nah, I knew that to a couple of people.
I'm gonna have to show you. Look, we in 11th grade. We playing against Narbonne. Bubble screen. I flash the bubble screen, make the tackle, swinging them, boom, you came in. Knocked it.
I mean, you went crazy in that game too. I mean, so where do you think you get your heart from? Not being not being scary. Where do you think you get that from?
Where I get that from? I just feel like it's in you. I mean, when you about your business and you want to be, it's about being the best, and doing it at a high level. It's like nothing should fear you.
You shouldn't be feared.
Like today, you feel me? Like I could have bowed down. Anybody would bow down from a 300. You feel me? I just no stretch, nothing. I just went to go do it. I didn't let it fear me, even though in my mind I'm like,
you didn't fear. I mean, you didn't allow that. You didn't allow that to be a scary situation.
It's a scary situation. You feel me? Running a 300 and a 400, that's a scary situation because you think about like, damn, I gotta really go all the way over here, then go all the way over there. You have to think about it, but I mean, when you about it and you serious, you feel me? You want to be the best, you gonna do whatever to be the best.
That's a fact. Ain't no limits to the work ethic. Now, when you get out there and you do your thing, are you ever focused on being tired? Are you ever focused on the way that you're looking, or do you more so just like, let me just get my work done?
When? During practice or during the game?
Working out at practice in the game.
I try to train myself not to be tired.
Okay.
You feel me? That's what I feel like. That's what makes me who I am. Because I mean, if you see me in practice and work with me, well, like when it started happening, like at my college level and the NFL level, when I started really like finishing 40, finishing 20, stuff like that, and it just happened overcome through coaching. Different coaches, they wanted me to do different things, so I just had to,
So how do you feel when they introduce you to something new? You know what I'm saying? Because you've been introduced to plenty of things in the game of football. How is that task for you mentally?
Really, it's all about, just taking in, whatever they saying, and, just doing it, really. Just taking it in, doing it, because you never know. You might need it, down the long run or something. You never know when you might need it.
Have you ever felt like you disappointed yourself at all in anything you do?
Damn, I don't think I have ever.
He said, I don't think I have ever.
To be honest, yeah, cause I mean, like I said, no, one time I really, nah, I mean, I feel like I gave it all my all every time, really.
So no regrets at all.
Nah.
I do my thing.
Yeah.
I feel that, and that's the way that to move about life is knowing that you gave it everything you got. You
Definitely.
So that's the only way you have no
Only
regrets.
thing I regret is like I'm trying to help somebody and they don't appreciate what I'm trying to do for them. You feel me? That's the only thing that I regret. Me just trying to help or trying to show people a different way or something, and they just didn't hit them right, or they didn't understand what I was trying to like show them, or because it's all about moving up and
elevating.
Yeah, elevating. You want to elevate and just stay creative. So it's all about, and that's what I'm about right now. Just elevating, staying creative, changing my mindset, my paradigm, and that's what it's about.
So when did you realize that you needed to surround yourself around people who are elevating as well in order to help you get to that level?
Man, I'm still learning that that characteristic, because it's all about you always want to surround yourself with people you've been knowing your whole life and stuff like that. But sometimes, like I said, you gotta be able to realize are they really for me, or do they want me to are they trying to bring me down, or are they trying to they want to see me elevate, So it's all about just keeping your eyes open and understanding your worth and what's going on in your life. You feel me? So that's how I be seeing it.
So what would D Black say to a young D Black when you look back today on some things that you think you should have knew back then? What would a young D Black, what would an older D Black say to a young D Black?
What would I say?
Anything about being more focused, or make sure you keep your eyes around for this?
Really, I couldn't really say nothing, because it's like that's the only thing I really knew at that time. You feel me? That's just how we grew up. You feel me? In Los Angeles, so it's like I couldn't really learn it till I had to really see it from a different perspective. You feel me? Once I got to Oregon, that's why I like that I didn't go to USC, because like I never would have got to see different point of views of life. And once I got there, I just got to see different point of views of life, seeing different people living a different way and stuff like that. So I got to see both worlds, and I feel like, and something I had to adapt to and learn and stuff like that. But
so you had to learn how to think for yourself.
Yeah.
Just think about you.
Yeah.
And that's very understandable, because a lot of people got to understand, especially when you focus on success. Like Nipsey said, you got to focus on yourself like the only child. You know what I'm saying? And that's a fact. Now, right here with D Black, it's Clap It Up LA. It's a wrap right now. Y'all know this video coming out soon. Clap it up for my dog. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all like, subscribe, follow, do all that good stuff.
Fishing, that's like sex.
Oh, he said fishing like sex. That's different.
Because once you hit it one time, you're going to keep going and going.
Wow.
Now,
I'm
trying to get that cash though, for real.
I mean, so what did you say? You spoke on about just being in the water and how it kept you at peace and things like that. So how is being in the water? What does it do for you mentally when you out there?
To be honest, it's like that's how I communicate with with the earth. I feel like just getting my inner thoughts, what I'm thinking, and how I'm gonna prepare for my next opportunities.
Yeah. I feel that. Now, when you finally out there, because we ain't no fishers, where we come from.
No,
we sound like not what we do. But how was it opening up to that and being able to experience? Was you kind of like, nah, I ain't gonna do that for a second?
But it was my thing where it was like, I was trying to find that thing where it's like, what I'm gonna do, once my game's over, like, cause we partied a lot, we did our thing, you feel me? So it wasn't even.
Yeah.
I didn't even go to clubs and stuff like that. So
right.
I used to go to the lake.
Yeah, the lake.
You feel me? And try to go catch that fish. You feel me? And process like, all right, I'm gonna go to practice. I'm gonna do this. You feel me? Work on this, and then you feel me? When it was time again,
Yeah.
That's how I was staying ahead of the game. You feel me?
Now you actually going into the branding with the fishing. Now, how excited are you about that?
Man, that's like the biggest thing in the world because it's so different coming from a black.
Yeah.
Come on, I could selfless. I'm the first black
Right.
Fisherman.
You feel me? I'm the first.
Really do that. Yeah.
I got the first black fishing apparel coming out of South Central.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's real different. You feel me? And people catch on to that because it's like, you know, what makes me want to.
Yeah, what makes you want to have that brand? Like, you know what I'm saying, to do that. So what's like some of the plans you got as far as being a fisherman? And what's something that you want to be able to do for other people with that and bringing more awareness to that, especially from our community?
Come on, right now you see Deion Sanders.
Yeah, facts.
You know, he's
Big
fishing. A lot of people fishing, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what it's about. And my thing is like, how I wanted to do it is like, I wanted to be able to catch fish. Well, I wanted to be able to teach kids that they can catch their fish before mom needs to get home.
Right.
You feel me?
Feed their whole family with that.
But it's like, what the thing is, in the inner city, how you gonna get to the, you know, where the nearest lake?
What was one of the many lessons that you had to learn about fishing in order to be able to really catch the hang of it?
Man, it's all about the setup, the technique, the setup. And I watch so many YouTube videos.
Oh, you had to watch YouTube videos to learn. Hey, YouTube University.
Come
It'll
on,
never
YouTube
fail you.
University. So I was watching YouTube videos and I was just seeing people, you know, catch catfish, bass, crappie, bluegill. So I'm like, damn, I want to catch something. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because I remember I used to go to Kennethon Park and try to go catch some fish and stuff. So it was always, you know, meant for me to catch something, but it was all about me really learning how to do it. And it took time. It took like 3 months for me to catch my first
really
fish.
Learn how to do it 3 months?
Yeah.
That's a cold learning curve right there.
Come on,
you
and then
gotta be patient though.
You got it, and that's what it took. It took me. I learned patience, and I learned how to. You feel me? Because come on, man, I could, you know, at times where it's like I could have went back home, hanged out, but it's like I had a different, you feel me, mindset and a different plan. What I was trying to do and what I was trying to become, you know. So it's all about, you know, taking that time, soak it in, like, yeah, all right, this time I'll discipline myself through this time. You know, it was all about being disciplined.
Yeah,
so it helped me be disciplined.
That makes sense though. And I mean, okay, so when you finally catching your fish, what was the process like? Cause you gut them, you do the whole situation. What was it like learning how to cut the guts all open and clean them out and actually eat them?
Man, it was crazy because, man, my neighbor, you know, he was a professional fisherman. Okay. You know, so basically, you know, when I actually caught my first fish, you know, I went to his house and like, man, I caught me one. He caught me and shit. Here you go, catfish. Yeah. And, you know, he like, all right, I'm gonna teach you how to cut it. So, you know, he taught me how to fillet it and, you know, where to hit it, what to do, and that's how I learned.
And see, that's a good thing because a lot of us, we don't do that. We ain't cutting nothing open. We just eat, you know what I'm saying, kind of sort of what's at the grocery store. Definitely. You actually learning a second pretty much way of living. Like somebody can throw you in the woods and you can survive because you know how to cut, all that stuff. Now, I know you have to have specific knives for this. Now, did you go through the process of learning the type of knives that you need and why you need them in order to do that?
Really, it's like one certain knife you need. You just need like a filleting knife. Yeah, you just need a filleting knife and that's it. And just knowing where to cut and knowing how to, you know, get that fillet, cut it, and slide it over, get the other fillet.
Now, how your very first time doing it won't be like if you do it now. What was that like for your first time? What did you know? What did you notice? Like when you look back, like I did that wrong. How did you know, that first time? How did it go?
My fillets wasn't coming out beautiful like how I wanted them to come out, like how I was taught to be cut. You know, so you know it took times where sometimes my fillet might look funny a little bit, you know, but it's like that was a process of cutting it. You know,
Look funny. That's crazy.
It was looking funny, so I had to, you know, keep cutting, keep catching fish to be able to, you know, fillet. And that's, and that's the addicting part to it, you know.
So you find cutting up the fish and preparing it, that's addicting.
Man, going to the lake is addicting. Even seeing water is addicting to me. Hearing water is addicting now for some reason.
What does it do to you? What does it do for you mentally when you hear and see water? What does that do for you?
It let me know I'm out of my elements, you know, and you know, I just feel like when I'm in Los Angeles, you can't really hear those different elements like that. You hear different things, so it's like it just let me know that I'm out of my element and I'm at peace.
You're at peace. That's what you feel like with water, being at peace.
Yeah.
And then catching the fish just it gave you something to do with that,
Yeah.
compared to just sitting there.
Yeah.
So how grateful are you to have been introduced to fishing and to be able to do what you do with that?
Man, I'm very grateful, and that comes back to getting drafted. You know, getting drafted by Kansas City, you know, in the 4th round, and you know, I was very motivated to be able to, you know, get that call because I was at Catalina Island. I was, you know, on the water, and just like where we was
at. So you were on the water when you got the call?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm my mama.
He said, hey, look. He said he was on the water when he got the call that it was time for him to go to the league. I mean, you know, that's the
basically,
way you
I was with NFL Films.
Yeah.
You feel me? And you know, usually everybody would be around, you know, they people where it's like I want to embrace this part to where it's like, you feel me? It's a moment that I never forget. You feel me? And you know, at that time, you know, yeah, a lot of people, you know, it was supportive, but it was like, it was humbling because I didn't know where I was going, you know.
So what was your mindset? I mean, as far as football at that point, you had to wait. You know what I'm saying? So what were you thinking about? Did you ever get a little discouraged throughout all of that, or were you just like, okay, just keep waiting, just be patient?
I was discouraged because, you know, I relied on people to handle things like how I wanted to, but you know, it didn't go out like how I thought it was gonna be planned. So it was stuff that, you know, I didn't even know if I was gonna get drafted or not, you know, to the point like that.
Yeah.
Because like I didn't know, you know, I had multiple phones, so I didn't know, you know, if anybody had my number or any stuff like that. So, and I just got the call.
When you got that call, it was go time. On the water.
Yep, on the water, just like how we was.
Yeah. So how much did that turn you up once you got that call? How does it turn you up?
Coming from Crenshaw, and just being able to, like I said, lead by example and just be able to, you know, continue the legacy of just, you know, playing ball and just going out there working hard.
I feel that. So when you speak on working hard, how do you get yourself prepared mentally to be able to go through these different battles? You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about on the field, in life. How do you get yourself mentally prepared to make it through?
Fishing.
Yeah. Fishing. Hey, fishing is the answer.
Fishing and hearing water. You know, hearing that water. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, fishing, hearing that water. And I feel like you gotta be at peace. You know, once you at peace, you know, within yourself, and then that's when you'll be able to, you know, understand, you know, what you want to do, and I feel like you'll just be more organized.
So fishing pretty much condenses the mind.
Yeah.
That's crazy, y'all. I would have never thought that.
Yeah, everybody got their different
little thing.
Yeah, that's something that, you know, I learned over the time. And now it's like, all right, now it's like, how can I set myself up to where I got like a pretty much a fan base for it now. So it's like, how can I, you know, get compensated? You know? Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, speaking of that, you know, y'all gonna put together some type of a training course for people. You want to come up with a class. How do you feel like, you know, what have been your thoughts on monetizing from fishing so far?
Right now, it's just been, you know, showing people that, you know, that you can fish, no matter, you know, if you black or white, you know, because usually people think you got to be white to fish, you feel me, where it's not. All you got to do is just have a fishing pole and, you know, have skill, and I studied too.
Oh, you had to study that.
Yeah, I studied it.
You got to. YouTube University for sure.
Yeah, I studied it, you know, and it was something that I was passionate about, you know, during my off season. You know, during my off season time, that's when I really like lock in and, you know, go fishing and mentally prepared for how I'm gonna go about my next year. Like, you know, what's gonna make me better. Do I gotta get my feet? You know, do I gotta work on my hands, or you know, whatever I gotta do to prepare to be the best for the next season.
Okay, so
that's what I did. You feel me?
Yeah. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So, speaking on not being used to things, you know what I'm saying, and actually going full-fledged with what you do, how much has that opened your mind up to what else was in this world for you?
Man, what I realized that when I went to the University of Oregon, that's what opened my mind up to entrepreneurship, you know, a lot of different things, and I see people, you know, that just have real businesses and stuff like that, and that's something I always, you know, wanted to be a part of, and that's what building a brand is all about. And once you have I feel like a big enough brand, a lot of people will want to like work with you and, you know, collab with you.
Okay, so to speak, say if they don't want to work with you, because you got to understand this, when you building something from the ground up, everybody might not respect you, especially if you're not the most popular person. How do you stay focused and believing in you, even if somebody don't want to collab or work with you?
It's probably just not the right time, you know. It's all about the timing. It's all about timing, you know, and that's what the process is about. You know, you going through your process, so you know they're gonna see your work ethic, and they're gonna see, all right, now it's time to present it to you, and then hopefully you just did your, you know, whatever you had to do to be prepared for that moment. You know, that's all it is, because you never know what's gonna happen. It's all about you being prepared for the moments. Like I didn't know, you know, how, you know, going to Crenshaw, like I didn't know what to expect. You feel me? I was just prepared, you know, for whenever the situation was. I was prepared to make it happen. Even with Oregon, it was just preparing myself. You know, preparation is really key.
So when did you learn that preparation was the game changer in your life?
I didn't really learn that fundamental really until, I mean, I practiced it, but I didn't really understand it until like, when I got to college, you know, because I had to, you feel me? Because it's like, I mean, I learned preparation from, you know, like a game plan. When we went to high school, do we have game plans like that?
Yeah, it was light, baby. It wasn't, I mean, I'm not going to say, you know, I played defensive tackle, bro. We just went out there and did what we had to do. And, you know, they gave us assignments, but offensively it's different for y'all. So I don't know if specifically, when I got to college, we had game plans, though. We would, like, look at plays, things like that.
Yeah, so when I got to college, then, you know, that's when I really started learning how to prepare, you know. Then I started to, you know, even in school, you feel me, I had to prepare different. You know, it was like, it was just different.
So, preparing in college, so to speak, you got to spend time in the film room, you got to spend time studying. It's a lot. So how were you able to get through this stuff and still be effective both in school and be effective on the field, do what you got to do to get out?
Man, I was just happy to be there. You know, it's all about being happy to be in that position. And like I said, a lot of people wish, you know, they can experience that, you know, and that was the beauty of it. Just being there, being presentable, being accountable, and showing up. Like, I wanted to show up and show up. Like, my thing was, I like to go to school and just get dressed. You feel me? I love going to, you know, when I had tutoring, you know, it was all about, you know,
I mean, the homie had a chain that went way down to here.
You feel me? It was all about going, you feel me? Going to, like, school was different when I got to college, because I got to really focus on what I needed to do. Oh yeah, what I really needed to do. And that was the best part about it, you know, and that's what I loved about college. I really got to focus on myself and really, like, grow.
Being away from home, so to speak, for so long. How long did it take you to get used to that way of living, being away from home? Because I remember when I went to college, I was homesick for a second.
For real?
So bro, I saw like an armadillo in Oklahoma and it was a wrap. But how long did it take you to really get used to that way of living out there?
Man, I was having fun. One thing about me, I can make stuff fun. You know, I could go anywhere and make it fun. Like, like I came here and I made it. Come on, I made it fun to where it's like.
How do you make something fun? How do you do that?
Being in control.
Okay. Being in control. Okay. You got to be in control to make sure that you have fun.
Yeah, being in control, knowing what's going on.
How important is it for you to protect your energy with just anything that our energy is easily affected?
Mm-hmm.
How important, or when did you learn
I never really learned it till like. Little stuff start happening and stuff where it's like some people they just want to they want to be in your shoes, so they just I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I feel that though. And now when you look back on the things that you have become, you've had some time to sit down, the COVID situation, sitting out this season. What do you feel like you get ready to do next? You know what I'm saying? What's the next big thing that Big Black out of the sleeve that you about to let us see and that you really going to work on?
Man, exploding. I feel like this is my time to really grow as a professional, and as a mentor, as a as a leader, leading by example, and still continuing the journey, and trying to hit them double digits. I feel like hitting those double digits, like I'm saying, Chad Ocho and them saying they playing 13, 14 years, so that's motivating. It's like you can do it. So it's all about just putting your mind to it and getting your body, prepared for that.
Okay, so you don't have somebody that you look up like, I want to be that, but you have people that you are motivated by.
Yeah.
Speaking of Chad Ocho, what motivates you about the next person?
Just their story. What they had to do to sacrifice. And that's what I learned. I just learned, what they did to, learn from their mistakes. Really learning from their mistakes, and they, telling what they should have did, and how they should have did it. So it's all about just learning off them.
I get this. So let me ask you this: when you are in the presence, you've been around some goats, Ray Lewis, Ed Reed. These guys have all spoken to you. What were some of the things that those guys have been able to tell you that you get, and something that you just stuck in your mind? Like, man, I remember him saying that. That's with me.
Yeah, man. Pretty much, he was saying like, you can hang yourself, you feel me, or you can make a name for yourself. So that's basically what he was saying. You can go and work hard and become legendary. And see, with them, they're in a different group too. It's like they're not in a group because anybody can say they play football. Right? A lot of people, they can say
made for it.
Nah, they can say that, you feel me, they got a yellow jacket. That's a whole different, separation. Because, billions of people play football before. Billions of people play Pop Warner, billions of people play high school, billions of people play college. Billions of people they made it to the NFL. They played a couple of years, but it's only a select amount of few that say they got a gold jacket, and that's the circle that you want to be in. You feel me? If you really want to be, go down as one of the greats, as a legend, you want to be in one of them circles. The yellow jacket circle.
Yellow jacket. That's a whole fraternity right there. The yellow jackets.
People always say, it's politics in it, but once you get into that, that power circle, you separate from everybody.
That's crazy. Like that. That's the highest.
Yeah. So that's something that I said that at early in my career, where it's like I wasn't supposed to speak out that far, you feel me? Because I was, and that was just right off my what's the name, you feel me? That was right off the
social media.
My first punt return. I was in Bible study. what you want to be remembered as in this game. You feel me? I wanted to be remembered as a Hall of Famer. You feel me? And I said that, and I feel like it was a big group of people in there. You feel me? And I don't know if they took it out of the wrong context, but you know. But I really meant that though, because that's how hard I work. And you know, like you were saying, every level, you know, I always been at that one. So it's like, why I can't be that this time? You feel me? So it's like, what I gotta do to, you know, maneuver myself to get to the top, you know? And that's what I'm trying to figure out, you know, understand, you know, what I gotta do.
Well, it's unfortunate that when you say things like that, people come down on you harder. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, it's not over. You feel me? At the end of the day, you still got a lot of time, a lot of youth, you know. So when you said that and you just had to listen to what people had to say, the things, are you still certain? Do you still believe that about yourself? Because it's easy to listen to everybody else and not believe no more. Do you still believe that I'm gonna be the best I can be? You know what I'm saying? Do you stay confident in yourself for a long time?
Yeah, it's embedded. Like I said, it's embedded to you. So I feel like it would never be. It's all about just staying mentally strong, mentally prepared for whatever happens. You know, and that's the main thing. Once you stay mentally prepared and mentally strong through it, can't nothing manipulate you. And that's the only thing they want to do. When they get manipulated, they can't stop it.
It's a fact right here. Don't let them manipulate your mind. Don't let them do that.
Yeah.
That's powerful that you said that. Because a lot of people get manipulated, especially on social media. We feel like we gotta live to a certain standard. We feel like we gotta keep up with it. Do you ever worry about that? Trying to keep up with a lifestyle and trying to keep up with somebody else?
I've always been upbeat. You know, so it's like this. I've been doing that my whole life. You know, so like it ain't nothing new to me. It's just now, you know, I can do it. You know, I can do it, and I understand it. I work hard for it. You know, and at the time, like I wasn't rushing to, you know, get in a car, none of that. You know me? I was waiting my time. You know, when it was right for me to, you know, be able to do that.
So how do you feel? You waiting on your time, so to speak. Somebody else be looking at you. He got his time. I want my time too. How do you feel that helps you knowing that? Okay, I'm just working. How do you feel that helps you?
Just being disciplined, and just knowing my worth. You know, I could have put myself in any situation where it's like being greedy. You know, so like I wasn't greedy. You know, and I just let it come natural. I'm still letting things come natural. And understanding myself.
What do you need people to understand about you that you feel like maybe people may overlook?
I mean, I don't want them to think nothing about me. I want them to keep thinking what they think. You know, and that's the best part about me. I like people guessing, you know, what I'm doing or what I'm going to do. You know, that's the creativity about me. You know, I'm like a chameleon. You know, it's like
yeah. And I remember you comparing yourself to James Harden, like that being like your favorite NBA player.
He was a sixth man.
Yeah.
You know, at that time I was a sixth man.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm still playing as sixth man. You know, but my sixth man is different. You know, I might have to go ahead and make a tackle. You feel me? Or I might have to go, you know, I might have to go play kickoff. Well, I gotta do that. I just like my sixth man is different. You know, I'm still the sixth man. I just got a different role that I'm playing as my sixth man.
So do you ever feel like you are the underdog?
I mean, I never really paid attention, you know, because I feel like that's when you get manipulated, you know. So it's like, as long as you know you and you know, staying, working hard and understanding yourself, I feel like they gon' feel it.
So do you enjoy that 6 minute run? So what do you enjoy most about it?
Really, it was about, cause like I was saying, you know, through high school, Pop Warner, I was playing both ways, and you know, all this stuff. So it was all about, you know, it's kind of a little relief, you know, where it's like I got other people to, you know, to help, you know, create, you know, keep the team dominant, you know. So that's a great help, and I just love my role, cause it's like I don't have to change nothing. I just got to just just keep being dominant, you know, and keep doing what I'm doing. That's being explosive, you know, being a game changer, and keep making motivational plays, is what I call it. You know, motivating. You know, once I make a play, it helps motivate, you know, other players on our team to make plays too. So it's all about it's a domino effect.
I feel so love when people feel that.
Yeah.
Understood that very well.
Yup.
That's good stuff right there. You know,
Yeah.
because when you're able to go out and set that tone for your team, people can feed off your energy.
Come on.
Come on,
Imagine me. I'm going down, making the first tackle with it on kickoff. They're not expecting me to go do that.
And you with all the activities.
I'm doing it. They're like, wow, all right. And it's been times where I go make a tackle. Earl Thomas like, you got me right. You feel me? Or Marcus like, you like, all right, let's go. You feel me? So it's like that's what you want to do. Where it's like you help bring that energy. So it's like, all right, shit, I gotta get up and do something too.
So basically, because you don't have to be in the spotlight, but you still got a lot of people think, I'm on the spotlight, I gotta be in the spotlight, I'm not in the spotlight, it's not it. But you have came to understanding, I just want to do my part. I just want to contribute. So that's a really good thing to have in the mind, and that's going to lead to a lot of longevity if people really understand it. So, like you said, when you surrounded by...
I've always been the spotlight.
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
You know, so it's like, it kind of, like I said, it don't take a little pressure off me, but it just take a little, you know, weight off my shoulder a little bit. You know, so it's like, you know, but I'm still, you know, they still understand, you know, what I bring to the table and, you know, how valuable I am to the game.
I feel that. I'm valuable to the game, and I understand that. This right here is a great right here, a real legend. So when you speak on being valuable to the game, what do you think is a contributor to you continuing that value? You know what I'm saying? For you continuing to be relevant. What do you think is that thing that you got to keep doing?
Really, it's not even about really just staying honest with myself, and just keep doing what I've been doing, and just staying true to me. And, you know, like I said, it's embedded in me, so it's never gonna leave. So anytime I even step on the field, they always gonna feel the effect where it's like I'm one of the best players out there, no matter what. Even if I'm not in that position, I'm still the best at whatever I'm doing at that moment. You feel me?
That's the mindset you got to have.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, just like that, we got that part 2 in. You know what I'm saying? My boy J.Brock, it's Clapitup LA.
Yeah.
You already know what it is. Good game coming soon. J.Brock, let them know where they can find you. Let them know what you got going, man.
That Black Momba 13.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Come on, man. We getting right.
Y'all stay focused out there. Clapitup LA.